When he was in high school, the weight of the world was put on Bronny James' shoulders, as when LeBron was asked out of everyone in the NBA, who does he want to play with?
Who do you want to play with?
Bronny is number one on my list. He's number one.
We've heard this a ton. LeBron wants to play with his son, and not only that, he expects the most from him.
He got it.
It's gonna be 2 and 3.
Oh, y'all gonna be 2 and 3.
We've also heard this before, as in recent years, LeBron has tweeted things out such as, "Man, Bronny definitely better than some of these cats I've been watching on League Pass today. Lightweight hilarious. The only problem is, in his freshman season at USC, Bronny in no way performed like a current NBA draft pick. Currently near the end of the year, Bronny is averaging just 4.8 points per game and 2.3 assists on 37% shooting for a team that is 14 and 17. Because of this, Bronny has gone from a preseason top 10 pick on ESPN's 2024 mock draft to a current status of undrafted in 2024, as he has now been placed in the 2025 mock draft, to which LeBron said in a now deleted tweet, "Can y'all please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball?" This prompted Stephen A to say,
"Any attention that he's warranted has been because of his daddy. You did that. LeBron, he is passing the buck off at the media for something he has done. You did this."
Bronny is not ready to play in the NBA next season. He does need to enjoy college basketball for at least another year. However, if LeBron does get his way and Bronny is playing on an NBA roster next season, it could very well ruin his basketball life. As if there's one thing we know for certain, if a player comes into the NBA too early, before they are ready, it will be a disaster, especially if that rookie is the son of the most famous basketball player on earth. So what's up, Mike here, and before we continue, I want to quickly say that this is not a LeBron James or Bronny hate video. I think it's very nice that LeBron does want to play with his son. LeBron himself did not have a dad growing up in his life, so it makes perfect sense he'd want to share his biggest passion with his oldest son. With that said, he can still do that after Bronny spends a few years in college, because we need to be realistic with who Bronny is as a basketball prospect. And as it stands, Bronny is not ready for the league, which we're going to get into why. But first, we need to look at the words of super agent Rich Paul, a man who not only represents LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Trae Young, among other NBA stars, but also is a man who represents Ben Simmons, aka he's the one who got Ben Simmons both a max contract and has kept him getting paid, despite Ben doing essentially nothing since he's gotten that max contract. Rich Paul is a very powerful and connected man in NBA circles. But guys, before we continue, I'm very excited to thank Ada for sponsoring today's video. As did you know, there are treatments available now for COVID-19? Yup, that means there's something you can do if you do catch it to avoid getting really sick. The colder months are coming up, we all know that, and COVID-19 cases are on the rise. So it is important, if you or your loved ones are at high risk of developing severe COVID-19, to know about the treatment options that are available to you if you're eligible. That way we can get that treatment and spend time together. And taking charge of your health is always a smart move. So check out Ada's free questionnaire. It's quick, easy, and helps you get the info you need on COVID-19 to stay healthy this season. Make sure to go click the link down below to see if you're eligible and to learn more about treatment options. Again, the questionnaire is very easy. Just click the link in the description down below. Thank you to Ada for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back into that video. This means that despite the fact that Bronny is no longer in 2024 mock drafts, we need to pay attention when Rich Paul says, "I don't value a young player getting into the lottery as much as I do getting him on the right team in the right developmental situation." Yes, scouts have removed Bronny from 2024 mock drafts. They do not believe he is ready. But when we consider this statement about Bronny, combined with this report from Marc Stein that reads, "I know of at least 2 teams on the NBA map that believe LeBron James would consider signing with them at far less than $51.4 million if Bronny James is on the roster." Well, combining those 2 statements, we are left with only one reality, and that is that Bronny could very well enter the draft way before he is ready as a player, due to the fact that a team will draft him solely so that LeBron will join that roster. The Lakers themselves could draft Bronny just to keep LeBron, as Bron has a player option this season and could leave and go anywhere. The question is Bronny ready to play with LeBron? Ready to play under the biggest spotlight that any NBA rookie has possibly ever played under, with the highest highest of expectations placed on him from his dad? And the answer to all of that is a resounding no. At USC, Bronny has certainly struggled. We're going to get into those struggles, but the thing is, we also need to consider that Bronny James has never been a prospect of the caliber that the media has led us to believe. As a senior in high school, Bronny averaged 14.2 points and 2.4 assists per game, which are respectable numbers, although they are certainly not the stats of a projected top 10 pick in the NBA draft, which ESPN did predict Bronny would be after his senior year of high school had ended. When Bronny was projected as a top 10 pick, many questioned if this was due to Bronny's last name or if he had earned that because of his on-court play. A name can get you onto websites, it can get you onto lists, it can even get you onto a roster. What it can't get you is on-court playing time when coaches want to win. To be fair, Bronny did perform when the McDonald's All-American game came around, as he connected on 5 threes and finished the night with 15 points and 4 assists, giving fans real hope that he in fact did belong in this draft conversation. Then though, came the harsh reality of this year at USC. After a major cardiac arrest health scare, Bronny has played in just 23 games for USC, and we have to be honest. Like I said, a last name is not going to earn you playing time, and Bronny has not even been a full-time starter for a team that went from a preseason top 25 prediction to one that has only gone 14 and 17. This makes Bronny's 4.8 points and 2.3 assists per game on 37% shooting all the worse, as Bronny is not playing on a college super team with tons of veteran talent ahead of him. Instead, he is on a team that would very much love if he was able to take over and win them games. He's also on a team that would love to showcase him. This is LeBron James' son. If Bronny was a superstar, that would mean USC would get more attention, more ticket sales, more views on YouTube, more money. You get the point here. You don't sign LeBron James' son to bench him. Bronny has just earned the minutes that he's been given. And you can certainly say that the cardiac arrest scare impacted this entire year, except as we have gotten to the end of the season, Bronny has not shown the flashes of improvement you'd like to see as the year has gone on. Instead, in his last 5 games, he has scored just 9 points. At USC, at least Bronny is currently in a situation where he is not in the full spotlight. In the NBA, with fans who will expect him to perform like LeBron James' son, this is where the Bronny entering the 2024 draft just to play with his dad will ruin his life aspect of this video comes in. NBA fans can and will be ruthless. Just look at the comment section. NBA fans, of course, expect a player to perform, especially if their team is going out and drafting him. Sure, drafting Bronny might get you LeBron for 1 or 2 seasons, but what happens after that? What happens when Bronny is just left all alone? If Bronny is currently not able to play at a high level in college, if he's not able to even earn a full-time starting spot, why would we ever think he's going to be able to play well enough to earn playing time in the NBA just 1 year from now? The idea of LeBron and Bronny on the same court sounds great. The pictures would be awesome. But in reality, what happens when Bronny does not perform? What happens when he's shooting something like 30% from the field, just like in college? And then that NBA franchise has the awkward situation of, do we continue to play Bronny just because of LeBron, or do we send him to the G League, even though LeBron signed here just to play with his son? This would come with headline after headline of, Bronny James is not performing. Bronny James was just drafted because of his dad. Bronny James is a failure. None of this at all is fair to Bronny. Playing with his dad really would be a great thing, but that has been LeBron's wish. That has been what we've heard from LeBron James. That has been the life that Bronny has just been thrust into. If we are being completely realistic, Bronny needs to spend extra time in college where there is a legitimate chance he can figure this out, where he can grow into a prospect that is ready for the league and ready to play with his dad. In college, you get the chance to grow, you get the chance to practice at all times. In the NBA, with a fast-paced 82-game season, players do most of their development individually over the summer. In his life already, Bronny has already been working with the highest caliber of trainers over the summer. He's already been working with his dad over the summer. To think that once he enters the NBA that he will suddenly improve from these same kind of workouts, to me just does not seem realistic at all. In college though, he can improve his game in a new type of developmental system. And we can find examples of players making massive leaps from their freshman to sophomore years. We can find real hope in prospects such as Russell Westbrook. Russ went from averaging just 3.4 points per game and 0.7 assists per game in his freshman season on a loaded team at UCLA, a year where he started only a single game, to putting up sophomore stats of 12.7 points and 4.3 assists, where then he proceeded to get drafted 4th overall and became an NBA MVP and Hall of Famer. The same can be said about players such as Kemba Walker, who put up 8.9 points per game as a freshman at UConn and then then was drafted 9th after winning a national championship and scoring 23.5 points per game as an All-American in the process. Kemba did that as a junior, but Donovan Mitchell went from 7.4 points to 15.6 points per game freshman to sophomore year. The same could be said about guys such as Terry Rozier and John Collins. They had similar huge jumps from their freshman to sophomore seasons. It can be done. Some players just need some extra time to develop at a lower level like college basketball, where again, things are much more team practice oriented. As in the NBA, playing in 82 games, team practices often fall by the wayside. The things that we have heard about Bronny James are that he has shown real potential on the defensive end as a disruptor. However, we are talking about the modern NBA, and in the modern NBA, if you are not able to hold your own on the offensive end, you are not going to be able to get out there on the court. Right now, on a bad USC team, Bronny ranks dead last in offensive box score plus minus, win shares per 40 minutes, and true shooting percentage among the 10 players who have played at least 300 minutes this season. Many things in life can lie. Stats do not lie. The base stats and the advanced stats here on the offensive end show us Bronny is not ready. I will say the shining light in Bronny's game is that he does rank 3rd in defensive box score plus minus, and he does rank 2nd in assist percentage among those same players. So the potential for Bronny to become a defensive playmaker is there. It has always been there. We have seen glimpses of that throughout Bronny's career. The reality is, though, that right now, Bronny's offensive game is not ready for the league, and another year or two of college is not going to hurt him. The NBA is not going anywhere anytime soon. LeBron himself is certainly not going anywhere. If he were to retire, he would announce it so that he could have a retirement tour of sorts, I'm sure. Being patient with Bronny and spending those few extra years of development could be the difference between him having a very long-lasting career in the league or just being on a roster because he's LeBron's son. And again, with all of this, I just really want the best for Bronny. I just really want him to have a chance. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to leave a comment down below. I'm sure the comment section is going to be very interesting on this one. If you are new to the channel and you enjoyed today's content, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. I mean, personally, I think the one on the left might be more your style, but the one on the right looks pretty awesome too. Click one, let me know what you think. And again, have an awesome day.